When the opportunities aren't there, it's easy for people to get the idea of like, well, I just live in little old Potsdam, I can't, just go on one tour, sleep on somebody's floor, not shower for 5 days. And it's like, yeah, you can do that.
Welcome to Underscore, NCPR's regional music project and podcast. I'm Doyle Dean. The North Country is home to countless musicians playing countless musical styles: classical, jazz, country, bluegrass, soul, rock, you name it. While there are venues to play and hear live music in many corners of the region, the North Country does have challenges, and some artists say they feel secluded and need to travel far from home to play shows. I caught up with Ethan Shantie, esteemed NCPR colleague and drummer for the Potsdam-based band Sunflo'er. He says he's come to appreciate the North Country's isolation.
There have been a lot of occasions in my life where I thought like, well, maybe if we just lived in Albany, or we lived in Buffalo, or we lived in, New York City or Burlington, we'd have more opportunities to play shows. But if that happened, we wouldn't write the music that we do. So there has been a very positive side to this seclusion.
We are Sunflo'er. I'm Carter. We're here in Potsdam, New York, in Ethan's backyard. Just doing a quick intermission from rehearsal. Beautiful snowy day here in Potsdam. I love overcast snowy days in the winter. It just puts me at peace. It's definitely an instrument-based music. The vocals are incredibly important, but they really are much closer married to the instruments than, like a traditional rock band or any other music group. And so much of the impetus is on the band to write something really cool, write some really cool riffs, some really zany stuff, which is very much our brand, and just make it rockin' and give Jeff something fun to work with.
Eventually, we become what lies underneath. Eventually, we will wither. Eventually, we become the bones and the teeth. Eventually, we become...
This is Ethan. Piggybacking on what Carter said, with bands like this, I have always thought of the vocalist as just another instrument because it's so aggressive, and sometimes the lyrics are indistinguishable, and so you're just sort of creating this ferocious sound. And I think that we used to be a heavier band. I think we really used to focus on being kind of aggressive, and it's not that we didn't want to play aggressive music, but I think that as we've evolved, we've kind of gotten into this rock and roll zone. I think that's what we strive for. A solid rock and roll riff with a good melody, a driving drum beat, a cool bass line, and vocals that you can kind of sink your teeth into and hook onto. So I kind of think that we do play pretty music. I don't I know that it's aggressive and then it's not for everybody, but I do think that if you take a minute and try to absorb it, you'll find that it's not just aggressive. It's not just screaming. It's very deliberate and intentional.
My name's Jeff. It's really great that even though we're kind of a little off what is regular within our respective music, it's still able to work. We're still able to release music and have people be excited about it.
I'm Jim Doran. I play bass with these guys. The band started when I was still in high school, so I'm constantly thankful to have found great people to work with and keep doing what we all love doing.
Bury the rest when the flood goes away.
When the opportunities aren't there, it's easy for people to get the idea of well, I just live in little old Potsdam, I can't, just go on one tour, sleep on somebody's floor, not shower for 5 days. And it's like, yeah, you can do that, even in little old Potsdam. And so I don't want to make it seem, give the impression that we think we're inspiring people, but I hope any other musicians are looking at maybe seeing that we've seen some success and being like, wow, I think we could do that. And we're all here to tell you, yes, like we have been a band for 13 years almost. And it took all of those 13 years, which is a little slow, but we're finally at a point where we're having a blast with it.
That was the band Sunflo'er out of Potsdam, New York, part of our Underscore project. Here at North Country Public Radio, we've been using music by regional artists during our news programs, and you can learn more about them at ncpr.org/underscore. And just a reminder that NCPR is listener-supported. We welcome your contribution to the station at ncpr.org/give. And thank you. For Underscore on North Country Public Radio, this is Doyle Dean.